gorgeous. How did you even come in existence? Hey, or did you just appear all in
Today, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Las Vegas Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And the drive starts with a completion left side. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Options galore here, second and a few inches.
At the 35-yard line.
Now Wentz. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
That's good.
A big third down play there for the Niners. 41 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Raiders' 24-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Singletary. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Pick up a 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Singletary, the ball carrier.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. Shotgun now for Wentz. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
Instant replay. Entering screen resume.
On 4th down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. So if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the MVP of the National Football League in 2018, the former Texas Tech Red Raider, Patrick Mahomes.
We know the arm strength is certainly there. He's got a big-time cannon for an arm, and that's not a surprise. He's the son of a former Major League pitcher, so the bloodlines come into play. The biggest question for Patrick Mahomes, can he harness that big arm, develop the touch that's needed, and carry his team towards the playoffs?
The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 85 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get to play action and throw the ball deep later on.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line.
Complete to John.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Complete to
I
Mark.
always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short and shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Quick slant to Brown. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
By Trey Flowers. 4 yards on the pickup.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Mahomes. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Robbie Anderson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders have taken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Now on 2nd and 13, Wentz dancing to his left. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Smith catches left side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw again on second down. Wentz. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it's third and short.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. That's taken in by the tight end, Josiah DeGuara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. They'll run here with Singletary. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll give this one to Cup, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Now a run with Singletary. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Wentz going to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Wentz. The quick slant caught. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than 1 tackler to the ball. He broke the first.
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Punching it in from a yard away. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
With it on the return is Logan. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
Las Vegas.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Raiders.
On first and 10, it's Mostert. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Ball carrier.
Trey Flowers there on the tackle. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line.
Second and 10.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line.
Second and 5 at the 22-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Mahomes pass intercepted. The Niners take over first and 10. At
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it first and 10. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Raiders take over first and 10. At their own.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A big play that time for the Raiders. 43 yards.
43 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a second and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25 on second down, Mahomes over the middle here to Brown. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On the pickup. Brings up
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Back to the running game with Mostert. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have retaken the lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10. At their own 20-yard.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 31 yards there and a first down.
All right, I've got to be careful here, all right? He's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the...
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
That's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Now, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Wentz now on first down. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Trey Hendrickson able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Looking deep for Gabriel. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the ground, it's Singletary. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Number 26.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Up 2nd and 3.
Singletary again. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Devin Singletary. That's another 49.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Wentz. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Cooper Kupp, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. With it on the return is Logan. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
Number 31.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Mahomes pass.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. There he goes left side. Touchdown, 49ers. Devin Singletary, 39 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run.
And challenge play depth chart. Call resume.
One thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has
depth chart. Entering depth 49ers. CB selected. Resume.
get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
With it on the return is Logan. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd down. And
here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Mostert. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46.
ball carrier.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
6-yard line.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago. And now here is another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Here's Wentz to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And that will be incomplete.
Wentz's pass intended for Irv Smith Jr.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. John Brown now heading back onto the field as he gets set to go here. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
Well, look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They go right back to Singletary. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. A 1st down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
22-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Singletary. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
Now Wentz. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 13. He's at the 50. The 30. 10. 5. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
On second down, Singletary. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for San Francisco. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for San Francisco, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.